you like how I set the camera up inside the car and then got out of the car and then waited for the lights to turn off so that way I could just record like me getting in the car? Like if the camera was already in the car, God, dude, it's the type shit I've been on for real. Anyways, hello once again. I know it's been a big drought since I've last made my video. I understand and I apologize, but at the same time, I did say I wasn't really gonna upload. What was that? I did say I wasn't really gonna upload just because Illinois winters absolutely suck, and I still stand by that. Now, thankfully, the weather is getting a lot better. According to the groundhog, winter is almost over, so hopefully the groundhog, comes in clutch. But lately the weather's been absolutely phenomenal, and I'm starting to take advantage of it, and I'm gonna start recording and releasing a lot more stuff. I almost just died. My brake did not want to, that was crazy. Anywho, in the past winter, I should say, and hopefully that is the end of it. So technically we're out of winter, but not really. It really lasted from November, December, January, and like a little bit of February. So it's technically not over yet. But in the 4-month period, some things happened that were worthy of making a video, and some things weren't worthy of it being its own video. So here I am cramming those 4 months all together into one thing. Now, to start off, in that 4-month period, good things happened and bad things happened. It kind of evens out, I want to say. But onto the bad things that happened. I managed to break the car and then fix the car and then break the car and then fix the car and then break the car and then fix the car. And at the same time, it was just user error, if I'm being real honest with you. It was all my fault. It was all preventative. But yeah, and some other things were just preventative maintenance that you should do regardless. Just I kind of waited to do, and this is what I mean by like when my life kind of gets out of hand and like it is very like drastic in the way it changes depending on the plans. That preventative maintenance stuff was supposed to get done like beginning of November, but then we got snow and we may or may not have gotten a little bit of like sidetracked. Hey guys, it's Agent Z34 here. Just out here with the boys, out here sledding, took a break from the car scene. Here we
What are we trying to do, bring some ramp?
No, we're just trying to kill ourselves at this point.
Why are we bringing it up then?
It's gonna take us so fucking far.
I'm holding your balls right now, bro.
Wait.
Let's go. Come on, no, that's all I need. I got it in my hands though. Hold on. Once we actually... Dude, you're wet? Dude, you fall in that. It's all slush. Fuck, dude.
So yeah, anyways, let me just go ahead and explain the bad that happened first. And it's not even too bad, but it is something that I do want to bring up. That way it doesn't happen to you. And that way you guys know what to look out for. So for those of you that don't know, this 370Z is adamant tuned, and it does have the adamant 3-inch intakes. The long ones that go down into the bumper, and yeah. Now, obviously, if you do the Nismo from bumper conversion, you know that the undershroud that comes with the Sport 370Zs or any 370Z, the undershroud that's not Nismo doesn't fit. You either don't have it on or you self-tap it in, which is what I did. And I used to have it until it like ripped off on the highway. So it ripped off on the highway, and I just kind of was always used to having it on there. And I don't really drive this car in winter. I kind of just let it sit for a while. On nice days, but what I mean by nice days, like when the roads are clear, like no snow whatsoever, no slush, no nothing. When the roads are completely clear, I would drive the car, no problem. But just, I kind of was always used to having it there. And anytime I would drive my car in winter, just to make sure there was no possibility of rust under the car, because there's no rust under the car whatsoever. It's absolutely fucking mint. But I always just go through a self-car wash. It's not really a self-car wash, it's like a touchless one, so anyway, I went through it and it has an undercarriage spray, and I'm used to having my undershroud, so I was just sitting on the undercarriage spray, making sure I get my money's worth, just sitting there, make sure it's spraying every part of the car, absolutely getting my money's worth. And I just let it absolutely soak up the intakes, and it just did that. It absolutely soaked the shit out of the intakes, to where the intakes, whenever I would turn the car on, whenever I would drive the car, rev the car, it started sucking up that soapy water and making foam inside the intake tube, and it just clogged the whole mass airflow sensor. I got new mass airflow sensors, I got new throttle bodies. It just clogged the whole thing of soapy water, and it also got a lot of it into the engine, which is problem number one. Now, a lot of it got into the engine and it didn't luckily mess anything up. It just mixed with my oil. Water evaporates at a lower temperature than oil does. So when the water evaporates, it takes some of the oil impurities with it, and since your oil system is an airtight seal, for me, it just kind of collected at the top, at the oil cap and at the valve covers. So I just had this like slushy oil mix that almost looked like I blew a head gasket. That type of mix just sitting at the top, and it really broke my heart when I first saw that, because I was like, that's crazy. I just fucking killed this engine. There was nothing wrong with this car, you know. Still isn't, but you know. I have a video of how it looks like, because we ended up changing the valve covers on this car because the valve covers were leaking. Well, more the spark plug little gasket was leaking, so we went up. I get you guys are just doing your job, but man, you guys always like pop up at the wrong time and fuck up my videos, bro. Anyways, as I was saying, the spark plug gasket for the valve covers was leaking, and we just went ahead and replaced the whole valve cover gasket. We replaced the intake manifold gasket. We replaced the throttle body gasket, and at the same time, I replaced my throttle bodies, and I also replaced my spark plugs. So, you know, just preventative maintenance that I did. While we were doing that, you know, this is kind of what the oil mixture at the top looked like. Now in the video you can see, and it's proven that it's just water, and I also had Nissan diagnose the whole thing for me, so I was correct. But just in case you guys also have the same like problem, the way you can tell if it's just water or there's something seriously wrong with their oil, in the video you can see I also checked the dipstick, and the bottom of the dipstick still has nice fresh oil, and not necessarily fresh, it's kind of dark, but you know, it has clean oil at the bottom. So that just kind of proves my theory as to why I thought it was water, and it is water, because if it was something else, not water, oil and water don't mix. If it was something like coolant, where those two do genuinely mix, or generally mix, I should say, it would be that type of color all throughout, not just at the top. So I really lucked out. Thankfully, it was still water, and Nissan even confirmed that as well. So the easiest fix for that was to do an oil change and flush all of the oil out, the old oil, and replace it with new, fresh oil, which is what I did, and ever since then, that problem hasn't come back. So I killed two birds with one stone. My oil was completely fucked because of my mistake, and my valve covers were leaking a little bit, so we went ahead and did it at the same time. Cleaned up all the old oil and put fresh new oil, and also replaced the gaskets that needed to be replaced. So that was kind of a big project, and we did kind of drag on that just because, you know, shit happens, and more kind of activities happen outside of just the weather, such as... Wait, what?
The door is hard to fucking open. Hey, don't
He does
shit
it.
roll up.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh my god, look at them be happily in love. It'll never be my turn. But that's why I stick to this, yeah. Which, don't get me wrong, it's a cool experience, but at the same time, it's one of those things where I should have really just put my car first, you know. Luckily, nothing happened to the car. The car's still running phenomenal, no leaks, doesn't burn any oil, doesn't anything, and it's very, very powerful, and I'm still running really good. So, you know, it's working out. It's looking out for me right now. Now, in case you're wondering if you're having the same issue as I am, or something's blocking your mass airflow sensor, or just like your intake is kind of fucked up, here's kind of what the car sounded like, and you kind of can see why I had to tow it back home. It was undrivable. I don't know if it was drivable or not, but I wasn't going to drive it like that just because of the way it sounded. Tell them what is going on here, Spezio.
this guy's car fucking sucks.
Yeah, I think my fuel pump finally gave out. So damn, is that 370Z? And the thing is, when something like this happens, always think about the last thing that you did with the car when it was working. In my case, it was the car wash, which I kind of remembered. I don't have an undershroud, so yeah. And always check the small things first. Check sensors, check your intake, something that can be taken off very easily. You don't have to jump into the big stuff and try and shotgun something like a fuel pump right away or any of that stuff. Most of the times with these cars, especially 370Zs or just the VQ37 motor in general, it's always something really small with these cars. I have no idea why. Right now I'm having a little bit of a shift issue where the car, it doesn't really shunt, but like on lower RPMs, it kind of bounces around and it just shifts a little weird. I'm still chasing that little issue, but I'm sure it's just something small, so Now on to the good things. Overall, nothing has really changed on the car. Nothing much has really happened to begin with. It's still technically winter, and we're barely starting to get nice weather, so you're gonna see me start recording a lot more, posting a lot more, what have you. But the good things that did happen to the car, the wheels, the stocks got powder coated, and the reason you may ask why I still have my stocks is that they're forged, they're raised, and they're staggered setup. It's the sport wheels, so they're really strong, they're pretty durable, and they're pretty light for what they are. And I want a good, lightweight, forged, strong wheel, and I don't just want to get a shitty wheel like Reps or anything like that. I really do want to get some wheels that are genuinely worth it and that will kind of like give it a nice look at the same time. I really haven't found the wheel yet. I'm still kind of looking, and as soon as I do, and as soon as my heart is set on them, I will get them. But as of right now, I just kind of powder coated them a different color to give them a little bit of life. I also got fortunate enough and got an arc grip exhaust, and the thing sounds amazing. It is the greatest upgrade I could have done to the Z. I was very fortunate and got it at a steal of a price, which I couldn't pass out on. And ever since then, the drone in the car inside the cabin kind of went away. It's still there, but it's not as pronounced as it once was. So it sounds really good, and it's doing its job, and here's some clips of how it sounds. So I have more things planned for the Z. I still have some things I want to get done. I do want to get the rear bumper. I do want to complete the look. Then I end up wrapping it, getting wheels, maybe throwing on some more go fast parts for it. It still runs really good for what it is, and just have a good time. But like I said, this channel isn't really going to be based around this build. There are some other people that have really good builds, really interesting builds, whether it's just show car, performance, track, whatever it may be. And there's also like just life events that I do want to record and include in videos. Obviously cars are going to be a big thing around it, but it's not always cars. It's just kind of living life one adventure at a time, and that's something I do want to capture, and just enjoy it while it lasts. But yeah, that's just a summary of what happened between those 4 months. And like I said, I do apologize for not uploading and keeping you guys in the loop. I didn't really see all those things worthy enough to be their own videos. It would have been really small videos. It would have been like, okay, who gives a shit, So I just kind of wanted to fit it all in one video, and the other adventures, I'm not going to do what I did here. It's just those 4 months was a really bad drought. We were stuck in negative 20s most of the time, so it is what it is. But yeah, a little 4-month update, more to come, so stay tuned for that. Or not, up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do, to be honest. But yeah, that's genuinely all I got for right now. So until the next fucking adventure, I guess. I don't even know anymore. It's probably going to be Charlie eating a hot dog, realistically.